In this video today, guys, I would like to talk about some storms that I got in January. Now, first of all, storms here in North Carolina in January are extremely rare. While not unheard of, extremely rare. And most of them are extremely weak and very sparse and usually occur very late at night, between the 2 to 5 a.m. range. Now, this January was very different. In the start, it's not normal for your January folder to be, 60 gigs. So, I had two cold core thunderstorm events this January, one on the 4th and one on the 12th. They were both extremely good photogenic, some with good lightning and animal crawlers and bolts, while one of them had really good structure for winter. They were both extremely good. One of them occurred at a fairly normal time to get storms, the other occurred at an extremely rare time to get storms. While both were extremely enjoyable. So enjoyable. And I would like to present some of these in this video. Hope you guys enjoy. Now, my first thunderstorm of the year, first official thunderstorm of 2023, was not actually on the 4th, it was actually on the 3rd, the night before, because there was a squall line that came through from the west that I did not realize was a thunderstorm at the time until I went through my 400 pictures, and there was a little animal crawler to my north that I did not see a flash or hear thunder. Anyway, here's a time lapse of it and the actual little still image of my first ever lightning capture of 2023. Now, to be completely honest with you, I saw this squall line coming for a long ways, to be honest. I was at work and I looked at the radar and I saw it coming over the mountains, and I was like, that's not supposed to come over the mountains. And I was going to leave in like the next 40 minutes, so I made it home and I got to shoot it, so I was really happy. And here are just some still images, and here is actually my first ever lightning capture of 2023. Hope you guys like it. Rate it down in the comments below. Here's some radar imagery from that squall line incoming. Believe it or not, this squall line was strong enough to even produce damaging wind reports throughout the Piedmont. Although the kicker for the week seemed like it was going to be tomorrow morning between 6 and 8 a.m. when a large squall line of thunderstorms, producing lightning, I'll add, in the wintertime here in January, was supposed to come through, and boy did it, although it didn't quite make it far enough north for me to see the structure of it. Here it is anyway. And I saved the best for last. This was also my first ever cloud-to-ground lightning strike of 2023. Very proud of it. Very proud of it. Here is also some radar imagery from that storm in the morning on the 4th. Now, generally speaking, I usually don't go into depth about forecasting about events. Although, how you forecast, or how I forecast for usually wintertime thunderstorm events, you don't check the SPC. No, you don't check this. It's rare for my area specifically to have like a day 4 to 8 outlook, like slight risk in the wintertime, is extremely rare for me. So instead, I check the Climate Prediction Center. right here on precipitation, for example, and this seems pretty consistent, so it's possible. I usually check the heavy precipitation outlook. Now, it goes slight, moderate, high. And on the 4th, I distinctly remembering at least a slight risk for several days, and I think I saw it first like a week leading up to the event. So they can still predict these events very well, even in the wintertime where they're a little bit harder to predict. So I saw this one coming for a long time. So that's how I forecast for wintertime thunderstorm events, like by looking like way out into the future. I check the Climate Prediction Center precipitation outlook. Now, there were no storms between the 4th and honestly for a while. So to pass the time between storm events, I'm going to show you some time lapses. So here you go. Now, on the 12th, there was a chance of storms, supposedly, and I saw this, like, probably a week out, on the 4th even, on the other storm day. I saw the Climate Prediction Heavy Precipitation Outlook showing potential. And leading up to the event, even the models, the weather models, like the GFS and the NAM and all those models were getting better and better and better with runs. So, by the models looking pretty good, eventually it comes onto the SPC 24-hour thunder. And whenever I saw the first look on the thunder outlook, I thought, oh, that could be a good storm day. There's a 40% chance on the 4-hour thunder, which is already pretty good. Although, it just got better. And when the next days, or no, the afternoons, the 12Z 24-hour thunder came out, it was a 70% chance, which is already extremely high for January. And so I was pumped. But whenever I stayed up later that night, at midnight, whenever they released the 0Z run on the 24-hour thunder, it was the highest, it tied for the highest ever 24-hour thunder I've ever seen. And to think, like, the highest one I ever got was in May, a spring and or summer month. And it ties for my highest one ever in frickin' January. I had no idea what to expect, but holy crap did it go good. It went good for January. It was insane. Some of the model runs even look super scary, actually, some of them even having like tornadoes and stuff around us with supercells. ended up issuing us, in the end, a slight risk, even though it started out as a marginal risk. And on slightly more of a side note, and it's kind of funny, the day before the storm event was an extremely good sunrise. It's probably best sunrise of the year so far. I mean, it's the 21st. Best sunrise of the year so far, and it will definitely make top 10 best sunrises of the year. I mean, it was a 10. It probably tied for the best sunrise I've ever seen. Check it out. January 12th. Began with me going outside to see if there was a gap between the clouds so the sunrise would be good. Well, it wasn't. Now, the 12th was a normal school day. While I was at school, I could do nothing but think about what later that day could hold. And whenever I got home, it went a little bit like this. This is eerily similar. I'm not sure if you guys remember the time that I got those 3 tornado warnings going from south to north, and all of them had great structure, intense cloud to ground lightning, and 2 of them produced tornadoes. This sky is eerily similar to the sky that was present while those storms were coming in. There are no storms coming in at this moment, but this is really eerily similar. It's freaky how similar this is, how it's like darker over here and then like lighter over here, and there's storms firing way south coming this way. This is like eerily similar. This is like really weird. Anyway, this is really something. I'll see you guys later. You can tell there's something coming. Also, the birds are really not that loud in the afternoon. They can tell something's coming. I haven't heard any thunder, but like, even if I didn't have a radar, I think I could probably tell there's something coming. Yeah, I feel like everything knows. Anything that is normal human besides myself and my weather friends don't know, excuse me, anything's coming. This could be really, really scary. See ya. And by this point, considering I could literally feel it in the air that there was a storm coming, and a strong one at that, I set up my time-lapse camera. Now, as the squall line approached, there were several attempts at supercells actually forming ahead of the main line, and you will see them in this time lapse. And also, here's some radar imagery of them as well. As a matter of fact, one of the cells even farther down the line in Georgia even went tornado warned, and I think actually produced a tornado in the end. As the squall line approached, I set up my time-lapse camera, and the storms intensified to the west, approaching. At one point, even, there was very intense cloud-to-ground lightning activity with one of the storms off to my west, and they issued a tornado watch. And as this squall line hit me, it went severe warned, although that was not the highlight of the night. There was another storm approaching from the southwest that was about 3 times the strength of the squall line, and I'll show radar imagery of it now. Boy, was it crazy looking. You could only see the base of it illuminated coming from the west-southwest during lightning flashes, and it was just as electric as a storm I saw in the middle of July really late one night. Let it speak for itself. Behold. This one, the main bolt track went south of me Although we had lots of great anvil crawlers and a few bolts, although not amazing ones, but pretty good ones. And I'm going to go ahead and show those now. And here are all the other clad-to-ground lightning strikes from that storm. Anyway, guys, I think that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope for more storms in the future. And this is an absolutely exceptional storm for January, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.